And today, we are going to look at China's amazing innovation in mobile payment system. China today is often seen as the first nation to move towards a completely cashless society. On almost every street corner and in the ever-expanding e-commerce businesses in China, they have totally embraced the convenience of mobile payment. Hi, my name is Richard Aguilar, and today we are going to look at China's amazing innovation in mobile payment system. Today in China, apps like Alipay and WeChat connected to a local bank account are transforming China into a cashless society, where transactions are commonly carried out using a smartphone. And for you to pay, you only need to scan the merchant's QR code with these apps. That's how easy it is to process payment in China. So, here is what China says when compared with the US in mobile payment.
China says 98% of its web traffic comes from cell phones, compared to just over 40% in the US.
Let me give you an example. In many of China's grocery stores, mobile payment is already a normal transaction nowadays. Look at this one.
Alibaba's Huma supermarket harnesses China's QR code scanning culture. Every product in the store is scannable, even the crabs. Find out where they came from, add them to your favorites. So later, from home, you can order them for delivery. What do you buy most often? The app knows, allowing it to serve you personalized recommendations. And it's all linked to Alipay.
Not only in grocery stores, but also you will experience cashless payment together with automated system in some of China's restaurants.
It's lunchtime in Shanghai, and there are plenty of cooks in this restaurant's kitchen. But when the food is ready, you won't see any waitstaff. Instead, dishes are delivered by these robot pods on a high-tech track that quickly guides them to their destination.
So, this is how the mobile payment is done easily in many of China's restaurants. You better watch this.
When you get the bill, you'll notice QR codes. Here in Shenzhen, they're used by locals to pay for just about everything. Simply scan the code and the money's transferred. Sounds great, but there's a hitch. You can't use them unless you have a Chinese bank account. So, a technology to make life easier only works if you're a local.
Oh no, for foreigners like us, it is impossible to process mobile payment there. And here is another one of China's restaurant inside grocery store, where transaction being done is digital.
The robot restaurant is inside a rapidly growing Chinese grocery store chain called Huma, where almost everything is done digitally. It's owned by Alibaba, one of the largest e-commerce companies on the planet. It also owns Alipay, the most used digital payment service in China. Its chairman, Jack Ma, is now trying to reinvent brick-and-mortar retail by fully merging it with e-commerce, designing physical stores around our smartphones.
In this store, all you have to do is to scan anything you want to buy. Sounds confusing, right? Then watch.
The entire experience at these stores is based around their app. You can scan every single product that they have on the shelves. For instance, with this lettuce, you can find out which day it was delivered to the store, at what temperature, on which truck, and they even give you recipes for what you can make with it.
You can even buy online from this store. Just visit its website, choose grocery items you want to buy, and
online orders show up on workers' devices. They grab the goods off the shelves, and a conveyor belt then whisks the bags to the back of the store. The food is boxed up and rolled out to a delivery driver, who then brings it directly to the customer's house, all in about 30 minutes.
So how far ahead is China now compared with the US in mobile payment system?
Sean Ryan runs China Market Research Group in Shanghai. He says China is 2 to 3 years ahead of the US when it comes to merging e-commerce and traditional retail.
All of the new concepts for retail is starting with the mobile phone at the center of the experience. While in the United States, most of the retailers like a Walmart are trying to force a e-commerce experience onto brick and mortar.
So let's try to compare now the US Amazon Go with China's Alibaba.
Amazon does have its Amazon Go stores where purchases are made through their app and no checkout is required. But in roughly the same time that it launched 8 stores in the US, Alibaba has rolled out 100 Huma stores in China, where you can even pay with facial recognition because nobody here carries cash.
China mobile payment doesn't end there because you can even use mobile payment in buying street foods. Sounds fantastic, right? Then watch.
This is how many people in Beijing start their day. Breakfast on the go.
I'm going to get myself a tianping or crepe for breakfast. And instead of my purse, I've got my phone. Here you go. Now the next step is to look for the QR or quick response code, a two-dimensional barcode designed to be read by mobile phone cameras. To pay, I simply open the app I want, scan the QR code, enter the amount, complete the transaction.
So, cash payment or a wallet full of money seems to be a thing of the past in China.
Cash is going out of fashion in China. Replacing it is the digital wallet. So prevalent, it's almost possible to get by with just your phone, as long as it's loaded with the right apps.
Buying or paying for anything via smartphone is really the big thing happening in China now.
Digital payment can be used almost anywhere for almost anything, from buying groceries to unlocking one of the city's shared bikes. A recent survey suggests more than 70% of Chinese internet users think carrying cash is no longer necessary.
In China, even buying car is also possible through mobile transaction.
Alibaba hopes to remain in the new retail driver's seat by even changing the way people buy cars. Chinese consumers can now browse makes and models on an app on their phones and then come here to this giant automobile vending machine for a test drive. They pick up a car at an unmanned kiosk and drive it for up to 3 days, all without ever having to deal with high-pressure salespeople.
With all these mobile payment transactions in China, there are two most widely used apps they use when processing payment on the phone.
All over China, more and more consumers are going all mobile all the time. And they're not doing this using screen after screen of apps. They're mostly using just two mega apps from two Chinese companies that are also collecting almost unfathomable amounts of consumer data.
So, what can you say about China's innovation in mobile payment? If you have anything to say about this, don't forget to leave your comment down below. That's all for now. Once again, this is Richard Aguilar. Thanks for watching and see you next time.